I'll start with a short story. This one is called Magic Box. My childhood home was situated along the West Coast Highway. We lived in block 714. I would regularly take up the lift to the 11th floor so I would be able to see the sea, and sometimes, if I was lucky enough, I would be able to hear them blow their horns. We stayed on the 7th floor, and I used to go for tuition at our neighbors on the 8th floor. My tutor had two handsome sons, but I never had the opportunity to talk to them because the priority was to get math out of the way. My tutor was never really a good tutor, and I was never really good at math. My mother once had to sit me down to teach me how to count using my fingers at the age of 8. A little bit too late if you ask me. My fondest memory of my childhood was the friendship I had with my first friend in the neighborhood. His name was Zul. When I was in primary 2, we had new neighbors move in. Zul and his sister would eventually stay at the opposite end of the block, but they would always play at the playground around 3 p.m. onwards. I cannot remember how we became friends, but what I do know was the intensity to the friendship we had. Like my mother, Zul loves Siti Nohaliza. These days she goes by Dato Siti Nohaliza, thank you. A big part of our friendship was spent plucking Izora flowers near our playground while singing the lyrics of Cindai Lama. $2 back in the day meant the world to us. $2 could get a lot of snacks, but $2 could also almost get us a toy phone. Mobile devices had already infiltrated our society back then, but unlike the children of today, we did not get our own iPads to play with. A toy phone costed $2.99 at the grocery store near our house. If you press 1, it would say, "Hello, If you press 9, you get to hear a 5-second sample of Aqua's Butterfly. Zul brought his toy phone everywhere, while I waited to save whatever I could from my pocket money so I could finally get my own someday. The day finally came, and I got myself a white flip phone lined with the color pink. We could be standing beside each other, but we would talk on our toy phone anyway. There was a time when we brought our toy phones to the Tarawih prayers held at our void deck. Instead of listening to whatever the prayer leader had to say, we would be pressing 9 to start a mobile phone conversation. The elders got really mad at us. Speaking of Ramadan, Zul and I had no sense of time and place as children. During the Ramadan of 2001, Zul and I found a big box that used to house a refrigerator. Zul had a sister, and she too was quite the character. She could plead while standing up, and I was very confused if she was a boy or a girl. Speaking of gender confusion, Zul believed that the box we found could make us switch into the opposite sex. My sisters and I clearly did not believe him, but we wanted to play along because why not? Zul would enter the box, and within a few seconds, I can't do it here, he would tie up his shirt and made it look like a bikini. That made my sisters and I curious, and we wanted to try it too. So we did. My sisters and I entered the magical box, and we rolled up our t-shirts into our collars, and ta-da! No one told us that we were playing games at where they were distributing the boo-boo for Ramadan. The moment my sisters and I came out of the box, there were elders looking at us strange. I will never forget how one of my primary school friends saw the whole thing unfold and she could only afford Ya Allah! Zul's antics got weirder as our friendship progressed. As children, we did not know better what was considered morally acceptable. Zul would make my sisters and I bare our butts to each other before we took the lift home. He would make his sister pull the lift button until we were all done. It was sort of a secret handshake, but with our booties. We were already shaking our booties back in '01. My sisters told our mother, and she decided that we were no longer allowed to play with Zul and his sister at the playground. There was a day when Zul and his sister waited